This is not merely another message on your screen. This is not the echo of worldly noise. This is divine intervention, an unmistakable whisper from the throne of heaven, tailored for you. Beloved soul, quiet your mind for a moment and let me, your God, creator of heaven and earth, keeper of every secret, speak without barrier to the deepest core of who you are. Before dust learned to dance in the sunlight, before the stars knew their own names, I wrote your existence in the book of life. In that everlasting record, I inscribed every breath you would draw, every whispered prayer, every second of your tears, every smile you tried to hide behind weariness. Everything, yes, everything is written, perfectly, lovingly, because my hand never trembles when it writes love. Perhaps you feel ordinary, a simple face in the noise of humanity, but in my sight you are a masterpiece woven from the gentleness of angels and the resilience of prophets. I placed holy purpose in your bones, lit a small lamp in your heart, so that one day its flame might guide thousands of wandering souls. No human decree can snuff out that lamp, for it was ignited by a spark of my own light. Remember the night you cried in secret, afraid of a tomorrow that felt uncertain? I was closer than your own heartbeat. I heard the timid, fractured prayer you mumbled, and I wove it into the fabric of destiny, shaping it into a carpet of grace you will soon walk upon. What the world calls coincidence, I call meeting points of the signs I set in motion long before you saw your first dawn. The heavy days you walk through are not punishments, but winters that drive the roots deeper. You cannot see the movement, yet in silent depths, the roots of your faith twist toward living water, drinking strength that will keep your trunk unshakable. While other leaves fall in the storm, you will remain vibrant and green, because I am the wind, I am the storm, and I am the stillness that follows. Recall Moses pressed between the army and the sea. At the final second, when logic surrendered, I parted the waters with one breath, and hard waves became a pathway of deliverance. Exodus 14:21-22. I weave the same wonder in the plot of your life. When your mind meets a wall, my mercy splits it into doors. Child, do not fret when loneliness visits. Your solitude is a royal hall where I unveil mysteries. There I teach you the quiet language of falling leaves, of flickering stars, of slow breaths, drawn so no one hears your sobs. In silence, you learn to discern the voice of your heart from the hiss of the enemy. In darkness, you learn to spot the brightest star. Whatever you do sincerely will never fall useless to the ground. I see every smile you grant a stranger, every dollar slipped to a trembling hand, every gentle word you offer when no one keeps score. All of it becomes gold in my record, wings that will bear you across the narrow bridge of eternity. Sometimes you ask, why hasn't my prayer been answered? Prayer is a seed, and I am Lord of seasons. Some seeds sprout overnight, others wait for spring. Still others must lie hidden to grow strong roots in stone. The delay you resent is my choreography of time, setting the stage so that when the miracle arrives, every witness must say, "The Lord, He is God." Every wound I have allowed is a doorway for healing. Every loss is a space I clear so greater blessing can fit. Do not fear pain. It is not an enemy, but a tutor leading you toward deeper surrender. Your tears, those you wipe away quickly, are liquid jewels. Beside me they glimmer, reflecting forgiveness and summoning mercy beyond your understanding. Psalm 56:8. Walk in gratitude with each step. Every inch of ground remembers. When your feet touch earth, angels scatter petals of intercession. When you smile, I bathe the world in gentle dew. You need not wait for momentous events to give thanks. A single breath, a shaft of sunlight, a second of peace. Each is an invitation for me to multiply grace. 1 Thessalonians 5:18. I know the world worships speed, applauds the glitter, crowns the dazzling victors. But I love the process, cherish the silence, and applaud the hidden fighters whose names the world ignores. That is why you sometimes feel behind. Your path is not a racetrack, but an art corridor where every stride is painted with deliberate beauty. Do not envy another's chapter. You do not know the bitter paragraphs behind their proud cover. Keep your eyes on the manuscript of your life. I, author of every author, still hold the pen and continue writing plot twists your imagination cannot conceive. When you sense the storyline slowing, perhaps I am extending the dialogue of your heart so the lesson sinks deeper. When your joyful scene feels too brief, perhaps I am saving an even greater celebration for the next act. My beloved, trust me. Though heaven and earth conspire to harm you, they cannot so much as ruffle a hair without my leave. Matthew 10:29-31. Conversely, if I intend to lift you up, no slanderous tongue, no unclean hand, no cunning plot can drag you down. My sovereignty is unquestionable. Lean on my promise as a child leans on a mother's chest, without calculation, without fear. Let your trust be the hammock where you rest. When storms of opinion batter, remember, waves cannot sink a boat steered by my hand. Grip the rope of prayer, knot your heart to thanksgiving, for along that rope flows help from heaven. Each time an old illness stirs, I pour out new medicine through unexpected channels. A friend returning, dawn feeling warmer, or a verse that pierces your soul like sudden sunrise. Healing is not always seen, but you will notice it when you awaken one day to find your burden somehow light. Soon you will look back and smile. The gravel desert that once bruised your feet will seem a therapy trail that built muscles of courage. The mountain that loomed with dread will become a watchtower from which you marvel at the breadth of my mercy. Every second of waiting will transform into a string of pearls, a story you will tell others so they know how sweet endurance can be. Romans 5:3-5. I swear by my own nature, my plans never fail. When I choose to honor you, I orchestrate ripples of events until your destiny rises on the world's stage at a moment impossible to fabricate. Heaven will roar, earth will tremble softly, and your heart will fill with awe. That is when you will say, "My God never forgot me." Wear this word like armor. My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. 2 Corinthians 12:9. This truth deflects the arrows of despair. When your load doubles, I supply double strength. Should the whole world demand you to sprint, it is fine to walk, for every step toward me is triumph. Do not let whispers of doubt steal your dreams. Those dreams are seeds of revelation I planted in your mind. Water them with prayer, cultivate them with effort, and let the sun of trust shine until harvest. If people laugh at your hope, let them. Ravens cannot fathom the song of nightingales. I know the small throb in your chest each time you remember me. That pulse is a heavenly alarm, proof that though you stumble, the compass of your soul always resets toward true north. Child, goodness is an investment that never disappoints. Every act of kindness, no matter how small, is a brick in the mansion of eternity. Every gentle word whispers back cooling wind on Judgment Day. And every sin you genuinely repent becomes a pivot that polishes the mirror of your heart. 1 John 1:9. I do not weigh people by the size of their deeds, but by how quickly they return when they realize they are wrong. When doors appear sealed shut, recall that I possess keys that never miss their lock. Revelation 3:7. Sometimes I withhold not from anger, but from love. I know the frame of your bones. I know when a load would crush you if placed too soon. Therefore wait patiently in my waiting room. Every planet spins obediently, awaiting my cue for dawn and dusk. Rise with gratitude even when eyelids are heavy. Each sunrise is a renewed contract of life, proof your mission is yet unfinished. Lamentations 3:22-23. Ask me to fill the day with blessing. I am generous beyond exhaustion. My storehouse never runs dry. You reach for a drop. I release a downpour. Close your night with confession and find an ocean of calm enveloping your sleep. Angels take turns standing guard, recording dreams as secret petitions. Sometimes I respond by next dawn. Sometimes I store the answer until you are mature enough to carry it. Like fruit that waits to ripen, my reply waits for sweetness. Fear not the future. The future rests in my palm as obediently as the past. I have seen your cracked days and patched them with glue of providence. I have watched your faltering steps and prepared a staff of help. I know the question on your lips even before it forms. Its answer already waits beyond the veil of time. Remember my promise. Give thanks in all circumstances, for thanksgiving is the magnet of miracles. Even a quiet thank you, whispered over morning coffee, draws back a curtain of light, cooling your heart in midday heat. Gratitude turns little into enough, enough into abundance, and abundance into generosity. Luke 6:38. Again, I remind you, your worth is never set by human appraisal. They judge by surface. I judge marrow. They see worn clothes. I see the garment of righteousness you stitch in midnight prayer. They chase worldly glitter. I cherish the glow of worship shining from your breath, so do not shrink when rejected. Sometimes I close one door, so you will knock on mine with hopeful fists, and my door never misgives. When you finally think you understand my plan, bow in thanks. And when you realize again that you do not, bow also. Kneeling is the meeting place where every storm bows as well. On the forehead, pressed to the floor, I drip inspiration, letting patience fall like dew on leaves. Each prayer posture is a love letter without envelope. You write in silence, I reply in peace. Look up at the night sky, stars scattered randomly in human eyes. Yet for me each point is a sign, every constellation calligraphy of glory. So too the events of your life, seemingly random, yet arranged like a heavenly mosaic. In the season I choose, every shard will align into a portrait of my greatness, and you will stand astonished, tears of gratitude streaking your face. And when age silvers your hair and slows your stride, do not feel left over. You simply switch roles from warrior to counselor. The prayer of a seasoned saint travels faster than shafts of light. Each time your lips tremble with my name, resonance of mercy spreads, guiding grandchildren you may never meet into goodness. Psalm 92:14. Hear this good news. I am with you now, with you when breath and body part, with you when all creation gathers for reckoning. Who with such a near God would still fear? Cling to my word as Noah clung to the timbers of his ark amid the flood. No wave can capsize a vessel under my command. So walk, chosen soul. Step across earth with your heart connected to heaven. Bring peace into every room, hope into every gaze, a smile into every sorrow. You are not fashioned to be a spectator, but a torch, and no night is too dark for a spark I breathe. At the end, when the curtain of this world falls and you stand before me, I will open the archives of your life. Then you will realize every comma held meaning. Every period was mercy. Every pause spiritual provision. You will nod, weeping, and say, truly, you are the best author. And I will answer with a smile creation has never seen. A smile that makes paradise erupt in song, earth bow low, and every ache you carried fade like mist before morning sun. Then you will hear the words your heart longed for. Well done, good and faithful servant. Enter into the joy of your Lord. Matthew 25:23. Peace to you, beloved soul. I am with you, now, tomorrow, and forever.